second episode of the Phase 3 Gaming Podcast.
Let's go!
Podcast for Pokemon Legends.
Number 1!
What's up, guys? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. Shoveling all day.
Yeah, frosty. We're feeling frosty.
Did you just finish shoveling?
We're not even done yet. I pretty much just abandoned everybody, but like I feel good about it, you know.
Yeah,
I did enough. Yeah. Like I worked up like a good workout, you know. I got enough. So I broke a healthy sweat, and then that was enough, you know.
It's crazy. Like they always say, there's gonna be so much snew, and then it's like never a lot of snow, so you never really know what to expect. But there was a lot of snow today.
Sometimes there's snow, man. It was out there. You never realize how tired you are while you're shoveling, and then like I feel like afterwards you go, oh,
you're just gasping for breath.
Yeah,
your back.
Yeah, I got stuck in the snow today. I was gonna go to work, and like I drove out, and then I realized I'm not going to work today, so I tried to come back, and then I just got stuck in my driveway. My car was like a seesaw in the middle of a pile of snow. Like the wheels weren't touching the ground.
Jesus.
So we tried like everything. Like we tried to shovel it out, didn't work. We tried to put like a rug underneath the tires so it can get like some friction and push the tires down. Didn't work. And I ended up just putting it in neutral, and like three of us just pushed it off the snow. But it was chaos.
That sounds yeah, you probably can't go to work today.
Is that like a light car, or is that like a heavy car? Visualize.
It's a car. It's
car size one of those. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much car size car. All right.
I like did the bare minimum. Like I got rid of like the snow on the end of my driveway, and like I made tracks, and then I just drove my car up and down the driveway to like smash all the snow. I was like, I'm not shoveling all this. You out of your mind. So I mean,
you were telling me. Go ahead.
I was just going to neighbors would probably look at me funny, like, why doesn't he have nice sharp lines in his snow? But I'm like, no, I'm good. Like I can get out.
You were saying like some kids showed up to try to help you shovel, right?
Yeah, three kids showed up, and they wanted $25 each to shovel, and I thought that was ridiculous. But then I realized it was probably would have been worth it because it was a lot of work physically.
It's also good to hear like kids are not stuck inside just playing freaking Call of Duty or whatever. They're actually getting out doing stuff. That's a good sign, right?
Yeah, entrepreneurship, all that jazz.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
why. Yeah, I wanted to help those kids with their hustle, but we don't even have cash. So I was like, no, I'm good.
It's a lot of money.
You didn't help them. So
I did not help them.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's
a harsh world out there, man.
So let's get into like what's been going on. What you guys been playing? Jules?
Anybody else? Yeah, Jules.
Pokemon Legends. Been playing some Pokemon Legends.
New song.
What about you?
How are you liking it, Jules? I'm curious.
Me? How do I like it?
Yeah, you can't just shut it off.
I'm just gonna throw it off on you, bruh.
Explain your thoughts. I know you only caught like one Pokemon so far, but tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking my time. I'm digesting it slowly. I'm kind of like a little like out of my element, right? Like I don't play Switch in general. Like this is my son's Switch, so I'm getting used to it, and but I'm enjoying it. As I put a couple hours in, I'm having a good time. My Pokemon are evolving and stuff.
So question. Go ahead, Frank.
No, I was just gonna say what
whatever you're gonna say is not gonna be better than what I was gonna say, but go ahead now. It's fine. It's fine.
Do you feel that like some of your Pokemon are like keepers? You know, do you feel like you know what you're doing with your Pokemon?
A lot of the Pokemon, a
great question, Frank.
I'm going to throw them in the trash.
You know what? That's one of the best damn questions.
It is pretty good. A lot of my Pokemon I don't like. There's a couple that I kind of like. Like I like my Ponyta, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean.
Who doesn't like Ponyta? You know what I mean?
And I got the water Pokemon when they started. You can start from the fire Pokemon, the leaf Pokemon, or the water Pokemon. The water Pokemon was the ugliest to me, but I just had this.
You sound really attached to them because you know like all their names and everything like that. You
know, the water Pokemon, the fire Pokemon, and the grass Pokemon.
So you felt like the ugliest one was the way to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I had this like, if I pick Tentacle, Ruckus is gonna hate because he's gonna be like, of course he picked the fire Pokemon. This is the freaking cheesiest character.
That's a really good impression to me.
And I was like, pretty much a contrarian. Yeah, I wanted to basically I just wanted the contrarian. I just wanted to be very contrarian, so I went with him. And he's really ugly, and I'm not sure I really care about him anymore.
Wait, which one did you pick?
The dog water piece of butt.
He's really ugly, and I'm not sure I really care about him.
I'm so offended right now because I picked him and I thought he was awesome.
Him intentionally.
I knew it. Now you guys are just shitting all over him, and I thought he was like kind of cool. Anyway.
I figured.
So my question that I wanted to ask you, unless you're done, I didn't even know what Frank's question was. Really, I wasn't even listening.
I was just saying, how are you doing with your Pokemon? You know, how's your bond?
Okay.
You know,
The bond is weak. It's getting there. I need to work on it.
Can we get to my question now?
You have this question. It seems like a burning desire. Like,
yeah, it's
just
killing me right
now.
now. I gotta get it out. Yeah. So you said you're kind of new to like using the Switch. You haven't really played with it much, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, you tried it out first in handheld mode. I want to know, was it like tiring for your weak arms to hold it up, or like what was the issue?
A little bit is just the fact that my left arm is a lot smaller than my right arm. So
Yeah,
I'm
you got a
holding
really
it
small
kind of
left arm,
sideways.
bro.
Exactly. But other than that, my neck was a little fucked up. I guess I can curse on this podcast. It was a little fucked up, and from like looking down, or I didn't know how to hold my head. I think it was kind of decent if I was like laying down on something and just like doing one of those like post ups. I don't know. I'm not sure. What's your best position for holding a Switch and playing it between your legs?
I mean, I'm pretty good no matter like how I'm holding it. I'm pretty beefy and buffed up, so
gotcha.
It doesn't really matter like how I hold it. I'm pretty beefy. I'm a thick dude, so
He's thick.
So that's pretty much all you've been playing, Jules. Yo, call me a Geodude one more time. I told Melly that you said I look like this Pokemon, and I showed her, and she was dying laughing.
Because she just knew it was true.
Do I have lumps on my head or something? Like
something like that. Yo, I don't know if this is important.
Like
for the
gravel over there.
I don't know if this is important for the podcast, but I had a dream many years ago, Ruckus, that you were just a head, a shoulder, and an arm. And I told Frank about it, and I was really upset. And like you were like crawling around on your arm and head and hands.
Just like a Geodude, actually.
just like a one-armed Geodude. Like what you do.
You want to know the worst part about this story, though?
What, you had the same dream?
No, I didn't have the same dream. You guys just kept this to yourselves. Like, you guys are just shitting on me.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm this head and arm crawling around. And you guys
it must have been for at least 12 years.
At least 12 years. We've been sitting on Ruckus like, oh yeah, see that Geodude? Remember my dream? That's him.
It was an inside joke.
This
like,
podcast is gonna crumble. Like our chemistry is just gonna fall apart, and we're just gonna get at each other's necks at some point. But
my God.
Tell me some more stories like that where you guys are just talking shit. So basically, is that all you've been playing, Jules?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to play PUBG with somebody in this podcast last night, and his computer wasn't really having it. But
yeah, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, so I just played, played like 2 PUBGs and a Pokemon. What have you been playing, ISO or Ruckus or whatever your names are?
ISO.
Well, I've been recently. I bought there was a Steam bundle for Dishonored and Dishonored some other something for what was it? Dishonored Death of the Outsider. For like $15. So I started playing and streaming Dishonored 2 a little bit because Dark Souls 3 servers are still down. I know my Dark Souls fans out there want to know. Servers are still down, guys.
I'm just going to jump in really quick and say on consoles, console master race, the servers are perfectly fine. Jump in, play all you want. Play to your heart's content because consoles, we don't have those kind of issues. Continue, Frank.
It's weird because I just saw that Xbox Live servers are down for Dark Souls, and I think,
like I said, on PlayStation we're fine. Like just play on PlayStation.
I did see Xbox. I didn't see PlayStation, but they said that it's in the assembly code, so it could affect all games. But I don't know. But no, but I've been playing Dishonored 2. I played it on hard mode, and it kind of takes me back to obviously the original time I played the first Dishonored, and I realized like like I haven't played that many stealth games, but like. I think I'm a fan. I'm playing on hard and like it's really hard. Like the enemy perception's like up there, man. I'm trying to go like ghost, like completely undetected, and it's I had to save scum a few times. I've embarrassed myself in front of my stream a little bit, and
that's disgusting. You had to save scum, really?
I mean, honestly, it was more of like a wrist issue. Like I was accidentally hitting buttons because I had this wrist pain, so it wasn't really like my fault, like mechanically, but yeah.
So hold on, the AI in those games are pretty good.
As far as like, I mean, I'm trying to be like stealthy. The combat's actually pretty good, but I'm trying not to engage so much in that because I want to, choke everybody out and hide them in a corner. But it's like, especially on hard, I think enemy perception goes up. So like, if you're like staring at them from across the room, like they're gonna see you and they'll be like, "There you are!" You're like, "Oh no!" And like, you die in like a couple hits. So it's pretty real. I always
like games where you can kind of like play the way you want to play and it's not just like such a linear experience.
Yeah And I'm trying to like I said, I'm trying to go for like a no kills just completely ghost playthrough, but it's a little difficult. I'm not gonna say, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a little bit challenging.
Okay. So you've been playing Dishonored mostly. Anything else?
Tried to Valkyria Chronicles 4 also. Been cracking into that game a little bit. Kind of, I don't know, like I like it, but I'm also like a little disappointed. I feel like you can't like upgrade the individual soldiers, like they're kind of like as good as they would be. So like, you know,
Right.
X person is going to be one of the best snipers. This person's going to be one of the best grenadiers. And like, that kind of bothers
Yeah.
me because I like, you
Yeah.
know, if I like a specific character, I want to upgrade them. So you're kind of, if you really want to play like with the best characters, you're going to have to pick only those guys, which is a little disappointing to me. But I do like the strategy, you know, and all that stuff. It's a fun anime story war game, you know.
You know, last podcast, I said, didn't you play that first on PSP? And you were like, no. You know what I was thinking of? Valkyrie Profile. Isn't that a different game that you played on PSP?
Yeah, Valkyrie Profiles. I mean, that's one of the OGs right there. You know,
right? That's the game I was thinking of because I know you were like really into that game.
That game was one of those games that you did not want to play with the volume on in front of your parents because man, there was so much random moaning. It was like
very Japanese,
and like you'd just be fighting. It was nothing like uncomfortable, but like it was just way too much. Like they'd be thinking you're doing a lot of other things. You know, it was it's a little bit much.
And you were definitely not doing other things, so
not on my PSP. No, man. I mean, Monster Hunter maybe. Monster Hunter Freedom. You know.
So
Valkyrie you, Ruckus?
Chronicles. Oh well, I know one thing you guys haven't been playing, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because I did invite you guys both to try out the free game so we could just battle each other one time. You know what I mean? Have a good time, and nobody responded to me in the group chat. So I was like, man, it's awfully quiet in here. I just gave a suggestion, and nobody's talking suddenly. So you guys weren't playing that.
Is this a mobile game?
It's on. I even said it's on everything. It's free. You could just pick it up. I've never played it. We could all just give it a shot, battle each other, see how it goes. Just something to talk about on the podcast, but didn't shake out for some reason.
I gotta say, I'm a little interested if it's free and I can download it on my phone. I think that would be pretty good. But is it cross-platform or whatever?
It's on Steam. It's on the Switch. Everything.
Yeah, if you got it on your phone, I would think it's on mobile also. I would have to look that up. Then we would all just get it on the same thing.
It's on Google
It would
Play.
definitely play. It would definitely play on like my iPad, so we could even do it on PC or whatever. But
okay,
yeah.
I may have to check that out.
I kind of lost interest at this point. Nah, I've lost interest at this point. I'm not interested anymore. Yep.
No Dark Magician for you?
Sailed. Nah.
Obliteration.
So what I have been playing, and I'm sure nobody saw this coming.
Oh shit.
Little Pokemon Legends Arceus came out January 28th. I downloaded it 1 o'clock in the morning. I would have downloaded it at midnight, but I was sleeping and I woke up at 1 a.m. even though I had to work at like 7 a.m. and I played it all the way until work. And I kind of haven't really put it down. So I'm like loving it. My impressions are like I'm in between being completely bitten by the bug. You know how like a game just gives you the bug and you just can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop playing. You're just in there. You're hooked by it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in between like that and also like upset about the potential because if you were to put some of the features in this game with some of the features in the traditional RPG Pokemon games, you have the best game of all time, period. I don't care what you guys say. Like it's
wow. I mean,
it's just
they have a load right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying away from the hyperbole. I'm just giving you guys facts right now. So
okay. All right.
Yeah, no, the game is just incredible. Yeah, it does so many things like the way you always imagined it would be, like watching the anime growing up and just being disappointed that the game was not like that. Like, oh, Ash is getting chased by 5 Beedrill. That can never happen in the game. Or Ash came across this super strong Parasect and he can't beat it with his 5 Pokemon. That would never happen in the game. But in this game, stuff like that can happen. You can get chased. I got chased by like 3 Scythers.
Oh my god!
And like, kind of horrifying.
They were going
That's
to kill
really
me. They weren't trying to.
Yeah, they wanted to kill you. Yeah, I've had that experience.
I was scared for my life. I'm getting like poisoned by moss as I'm like trying to run through. And yeah, just the exploration, the hunting, not hunting necessarily, but sneaking up on to catch Pokemon. Like even in the anime, he would like throw a Pokeball and catch a Pokemon without taking any damage off of it.
Right.
And you'd be like, that doesn't happen. That's stupid. It doesn't happen. But it does happen in this game if you play the game the way it's supposed to be played. So it's just really, really cool.
Now this is also for the Switch?
Yeah, it is also for the Switch. Yeah. So it just lacks like the structure of like the Elite Four battling is not the focus really. It does have battles, but you can kind of tell it was an afterthought. Like they're not very difficult. There are very few of them, but yeah, if they just like added some of the battling from the other games, gave you like I guess the exploration that you do is really cool, but the landscapes are a little bit barren. So if they just put a little more thought into the landscapes, gave you like some of the forests, like Viridian Forest, and just made it like come to life a little bit. Like the core gameplay mechanics and the gameplay loop is unbelievably satisfying, and like you would think it would get repetitive because it's just like, oh, you're just catching them. It really doesn't. And yeah, I'm just in love with the game so far. and I'm not even that far into it. I'm just having fun catching and playing the game.
Okay. So just to I'm kind of out of the Pokemon scene. What game is it that Jules you're playing then?
The same game, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay. So you guys are playing the same. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you guys weren't playing two different versions.
I just didn't say Arceus because I wasn't sure how it was pronounced.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
probably wrong on that.
is this a game? You said it's only on the Switch, so it's definitely not on Steam. Are Pokemon games on Steam in general?
Well, Pokemon is owned by Nintendo, so if it does happen, it's not gonna happen.
Because I'm like, man, like I feel like a game like that could benefit so much from the PC modding world, you know, like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even as far as that sort of, you know, like just adding depth to a forest and things like that. Like I feel like that's something that definitely modders would be able to do if the game itself wouldn't, you know, update. But maybe there's a chance for updates as well, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm excited about. Like, what if they patch in, like, I don't know, because the previous, like, Sword and Shield, they put in a lot of really cool content. They put a lot of effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking about what they could add to this type of game really gets me excited. One thing that did come to PC that I'm surprised you never tried, I guess you think like you're kind of over it, but it's only because you haven't given it another shot, is Monster Hunter Rise is on PC now. So I don't know what's stopping you from playing that game, but
I was looking at like
really good game.
I feel like I'm almost overwhelmed by the amount of Monster Hunters I haven't played because like you have Monster Hunter World, you have Monster Hunter Rise, and then I'm looking at like Monster Hunter Stories, and I'm like, I don't know what that's about. Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. I don't know if you've heard of that. And I'm not.
Yeah, it's kind of a spin-off.
It's kind of more of an RPG sort of thing.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm seeing JRPG here. So that's I mean,
I get that because they do add a lot of stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
They add a lot of stuff, and it can be intimidating. And when you get in, you're gonna be lost for a little bit. You're not gonna understand everything, but once you start to understand it, you realize that like the game is just a much better game now, and it's not just more complicated. Like it's way more fun than it used to be.
So let me ask you: Monster Hunter Rise versus Monster Hunter World.
I'm gonna say Rise all day because Monster Hunter World, the graphics, the presentation of it is unmatched. It really looks incredible. They have a ton of content in that game. But they do a lot of like the tutorials at the beginning of the game. They do a lot of hand holding for new players. So if you're new to Monster Hunter, that's why that kind of took off so much. Right. Okay. So like they teach you a lot about the basics of Monster Hunter that an experienced hunter would be like bored by. Right. And when I played it, when it first released, it was a little bit easy for me. And there wasn't a ton of content. They added like all the content later on, but I didn't get back into it. I kind of had my impression and then I just left off. So
that was World you're talking about or Rise?
Yeah, World.
Okay.
So Rise is kind of like it definitely came from the bloodline of the PSP games.
Okay, good. I mean, that's my baby right there. You know,
meaning the visuals are trash, not trash on PC.
But not as good.
On PC, I'm sure it looks better, but yeah, the gameplay and I think it's the same like director for the PSP games on Rise, not on World. So the vision is different for Rise. And yeah, the mobility in that game, the things you can do, like you ride around on I forget the freaking name. It's a play on Malamute and Palico, but yeah, one of those things. Anyway, so you can ride around on
some sort of a mountain dog.
Yeah, so you ride around on the wolf. So you have the speed to go around. You're not just like running, worried about your stamina, like all that stuff, like having a hard time getting around. And you can like jump off and get on these wire bugs, which basically is a grappling hook. So you can grappling hook around like multiple times. You can do different actions in the air, land on your dog, do things on the monster. You can ride the monsters around. It sounds like, man, the monsters stand no chance, but the monsters AI have been developed to deal with these tools that you have. So altogether, it's a really good experience. If you haven't played Monster Hunter in a while, you'd be really surprised at how much the game is developed.
Jules, I think you should get into Monster Hunter as well.
Yeah, he's talking it up real good. I'm like thinking about it.
Monster Hunter is a fun game. I mean, do they have the gun lance? You know, that's really my only question.
Who cares? Is my question.
What? Yeah, the gun lance and the dual swords. That was my shit. You know, I feel like those are the best weapons.
Yeah, you're never really good at those games anyway. So, I want to check you guys' temperature on some stuff coming out. So, Uncharted the movie, starring Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, comes out February 18th. You guys care about that?
I wasn't really a big fan of that series. I mean, it looked like it was pretty good. It just never sold me. I don't understand Tom Holland's as Nathan Drake. That's confusing to me.
It's supposed to be like a young Nathan Drake.
It's like a younger version.
I feel like in Uncharted 1, he was already probably like 30, so it's a little weird to me. I feel like Tom Holland's kind of a weird pick. Honestly, I can see a lot of other older actors doing that.
Like who?
Anybody. I mean, just from the age
Anybody?
range.
No, you said anybody, right? Samuel L. Jackson.
Chris Pratt, maybe. I
Vin
mean, Chris is
Diesel.
old.
Vin Diesel is Nathan Drake. Like,
Jesus Christ!
hold on.
This is for family.
Yeah, now let's keep Vin Diesel out of all movies moving forward.
Agreed.
I'm not a fan of that guy.
No, I mean, I played 1 through 3 Uncharted. I had a lot of fun with it. It was very reminiscent of Tomb Raider. But I feel like it was a little bit more polished than Tomb Raider. But I would say that I did generally prefer a lot of the Tomb Raider games. Number one, because of nostalgia, but also like the puzzle thing. I don't think Uncharted had too much of that. And while it looks really beautiful to like climb up a cliff in Uncharted, it's not really too hard to do any of that, you know? So definitely a fan, but like not the biggest fan.
What's the last Tomb Raider game that you played that had more polished than well, maybe
the newer like Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think I played.
Oh, and, okay. I didn't play those because I was thinking like
that was pretty damn. Actually, that was like just as polished, if not. Well, obviously it was newer, so probably maybe more polished than Uncharted.
Because when Uncharted 1 came out, the last Tomb Raider games were like the PS1 Tomb Raiders.
Yeah.
Where like Lara Croft had like triangle boobs and like there were like T-Rexes coming out of the woods for no reason.
Yeah, I liked that. I was so confused by those
T-Rexes
dinosaurs.
coming out of the woods.
Like, what's happening?
The scariest part, bro.
Why is this?
It was horrifying for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely horrifying.
But those games were not good, were they?
Oh.
They were good for the time, but if you play them right now,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But like the puzzle solving, I think the mechanics now would be pretty archaic and feel weird. But like, as far as the newer ones, I would say like, I mean, they've done a good job just incorporating all the kind of modern tech into the game. Plus, again, the puzzle solving is pretty good. Like, there's times that you're sitting there for 20 minutes just scratching your head, like, how the hell do I figure this out? Which is like, I enjoy that. Combat's fun. I typically play any single player game on like hard. So like definitely, combat can be a challenge, but it's not so much of a challenge that it, like, locks you out or you feel like you have to save scum, because I don't do that. But yeah, definitely not fun.
Jules, what Uncharted game did you play? The first one?
To be honest, I really don't know. I guess it must have been the first. It was so long ago. Like it had. I guess it was the first.
Probably Uncharted 1, I would imagine.
But I think they got way better after the first one. Yeah, that was on PS3. Yeah.
They did get better. Yeah, for sure.
Like a lot better.
Yeah, it almost felt like Uncharted 1. No, go ahead.
No, I wasn't really going to dive into the game. I was just going to say, I feel like they gave away Uncharted when you bought a PS3, and I think that's how I got the game. I think I got it in a bundle. Yeah,
they were definitely bundling that game pretty heavy back then.
Yeah,
that was like a flagship game for a long time. Yeah,
because they were looking for like a killer app for PS3 for so long, because Xbox 360 had Gears of War and Halo.
Oh, Jesus.
PlayStation had like nothing, so they were just like, "Oh, this is it. Buy it." Get it for free.
Take it. Gears of War. I was definitely just going to compare like my experience in especially Uncharted 1 with Gears of War, and not that it was anywhere near like the same game, but like oftentimes like with Gears of War, like I felt like you'd run into an area, you can kind of tell just by the setup of like the columns and certain things. Okay, like we're going to be invaded here. There's going to be a combat area, you know. And I felt very much the same with Uncharted, where like there were certain spots that you just kind of drop in or climb up to. You go, okay, this is going to be a thing, And I don't know. While it is fun, I don't really like the. I don't know. I felt very like led, I guess, by the game. Which I don't is not really necessarily an experience that I enjoy so much. Like I think you had said before, like I kind of enjoy a little bit of free roaming. I get it with a game like that, or even Tomb Raider, that sort of thing. Like you do need to kind of lead people, but it just felt very, I don't know, a little heavy-handed. I felt forced in a way, So I wasn't.
That's one thing I like about like Pokemon is I'm not gonna keep doing this all episode, by the way, but I do have to do it right now.
Yeah, tell us one thing you like about Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get into it really quick. So, like, it'll allow you to be like an advanced gamer, in that if you want to just explore some area where you're not supposed to be, and it has plenty of those, it'll make you pay for it. But let's say you overcome the odds and you beat this level 45 Snorlax that you're not supposed to beat because you're level 20, right? Then the game like opens up and does different things that it wasn't doing before, because it goes, oh, you think you're a badass? And the next thing you know, there's like different things that you haven't seen before. And if you just want to play the game the way, like the easy way, I guess, or the regular way, like it'll just keep allowing you to do that also. But you have the option to be that guy who's just like, nah, I want to check behind this waterfall or whatever. You know what I mean? So
right, yeah.
like I
That's
really
pretty
like
cool.
that about the game.
Me tue. Yeah, like you walk to an area and it's not like, nah, bro, you shouldn't go here. Turn back. It's like you kind of do what you want.
Because some gamers like us, I would say, like, let's say there's a mountain, like a Skyrim type mountain, where you're not supposed to go up it, but you're just like, I'm gonna try to get up this damn mountain, and you're just like scaffolding your way up, or I don't even know if that's the right word for that, but you're just like trying to cheese your way up the mountain, and you get up there, and most of the time there's like nothing, or there's like an invisible wall. In Pokemon, you get up there, and there's like some stuff that you haven't seen before, and it's like they're really rewarding you for exploring and doing things that you would think you shouldn't be doing. And those are the games, man. The games that just give you too much freedom, and they reward you for using that freedom.
They got to have those like hidden gems and things like that, you know, which is like definitely pretty cool. Like I think that's like a sign of just like attention to detail and things like that. That
some love went into the game. It wasn't just like we got to make a buck here, get this game out.
Yeah. One thing I will say, like nowadays, even especially I would say even with a lot of AAA titles, is like the rush to come out, you know, and like I'm pretty sure like everybody's fully comfortable with if it takes an extra 3 months for it to come out, like have it good when it comes out versus like it's you know, and I hate to throw this back, but like some cyberpunk nonsense, you know, where it's like there's way too many issues on the launch where it's like it's just I don't know, it's you know, it almost borders on the unacceptable region to me, you know.
Yeah.
And
so
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like cyberpunk, but yeah.
I'm gonna jump into last episode we talked about news. I don't want to get into news this early, and then I totally forgot news. I didn't do it at all, so I just have a few things from news. So number one, in New York City or New York as a state, nunchucks are now legal.
Yes.
What?
Frank, I thought as the Michelangelo of the group, you would want to know that. See maybe what you thought about that.
I'm no longer excited about it.
You want the pizza?
When did this change?
As the local chucker of the podcast? How do you feel about that?
I'm very curious about like why it changed.
It's kind of like random. Right?
People were petitioning and
like why were
there
they
like a group of martial artists?
I think so.
Like there was like 1,000-person karate like march to the Congress, and they're just like, we need to change these laws. People need to defend themselves out here. You know, it's getting crazy.
I feel like it's been a movement that's been bubbling for a long time. So I'm happy they finally got their
I remember
nunchucks.
reading something about how like they said like nunchucks aren't really basically a viable weapon at all because they're just way too dangerous for yourself. It's just too it's like it's not something anyone ever really historically used like that. And it's I mean, yeah, so maybe like they just said, okay, well, nunchucks are a joke, so you know, we'll just allow it. Like if we allow Nerf guns, might as well allow nunchucks, right?
I'm just gonna assume that like Bruce Lee made them popular, like too popular, and then so many people were getting hurt that they were like, let's just make this illegal because these people are idiots.
Yeah. I feel like most people probably just broke their own teeth out. You know what I mean? It was just like, someone's like, those should be illegal. You know, like,
put them in the gun shed.
Yeah.
Also in news, Miyazaki, the man behind the Dark Souls games, the Kingsfield games,
the man himself,
the Bloodborne, the Sakitos of the world, the upcoming Elden Ring, the mastermind, the god of gaming, they call him. I don't think anybody calls him that. He had an interview with Game Informer where he talked about a lot about Elden Ring. I know I can't really talk about too much because Frank doesn't want to spoil himself on the game before he plays it.
Leave the podcast really quick if you want me to.
I just want to touch on like one little thing. It's not a spoiler, maybe a little bit of a spoiler.
Oh, here we go.
They asked him like what is up with the poison swamps in your game, and will Elden Ring have them? And he's like, I know people feel about poison swamps. They don't really like them too much.
I love them.
However, one day, I guess I just like blacked out and found myself programming poison swamps in the Elden Ring, and I can't help myself. He literally said he can't help himself. He just puts them in there. He can't stop it.
Kind of amazing.
Is that his answer at this point?
Yeah, I kind of love that answer. That's kind of great. Like he's just like, I couldn't help it.
He just blacks out, and there are poison swamps everywhere.
He's like, oh no. Honestly, I mean, like, I don't think there's anything more memorable than like the whole like getting to the bottom of Blight Town. You know what I mean?
Valley
like,
of Defilement, even though it wasn't necessarily poison,
all that
but
jazz. Yeah, I mean, I think it was.
You gotta have those.
Toxic, you know? Yeah, man. I mean, like, it adds a little. You know, you need that chef's kiss. Like we're trying to kill you. It has to be a
part of the game where getting out of it feels like, oh my god, thank God, I'm out of here.
Like not only are there enemies that can kill you in 3 hits, now You know, the whole time you're fighting them in a poison swamp that's also killing you. You know,
And
like
the one tool that I've been like using as a crutch, my roll, I can't roll now. Things like that, you know. Just humble the player a little bit. He also said the game could be easier due to ease of multiplayer. I think it's a lot easier. Jules, you'll be happy to hear it's a lot easier to engage in multiplayer. I think.
Yeah, I'm sure as a casual gamer, you probably like that a lot.
Yeah, casual gamer here. Let's go.
There's that. Yeah, I want to say so many other things, but I'm gonna respect Frank's wishes here and just not get into much.
Thank you.
I've already said too much,
podcast, but you know, I'm sure plenty of people are like me and they don't want to know. You know, so
yeah, I'm sure they don't.
Maybe that's a good thing. But I will say, I mean, you still have the option of playing obviously as a single player through most of your playthrough, right? So, like, I mean,
yes, I do.
Difficulty wise, you know, I'm sure everyone's still gonna die a lot. You know, and that's really what it's all about, dying a lot.
Hey, Rock, summon me to your level. No, I'm good. Rock, please.
Can I ask one question? And again, I don't want spoilers, but it is something I've stumbled upon myself with Elden Ring. If you're an invader, you can only invade now with in a world that there's 2 other players, right? So you can't invade another single person.
That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
I think now don't quote me on this because I do have to look it up, but from what I've seen a ton of Elden Ring, just people playing the network test, and I've seen one-on-one invasions, but I think the host has to kind of like open themselves up, almost like being alive or
okay.
What is it? And so like if they want to summon, then they're gonna get invades, but I think most of the time they're only whatever the option is to engage in multiplayer, I think it's like directly related to summoning. So they're basically only going there to summon, and that's when they open themselves up. But if somebody just wants to play through with the possibility of being invaded, they can do that without a.
Oh, okay, great. That's fine then. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I don't think like taking advantage of newbies and all that jazz is that cool. But at the same time, like as a frequent invader, it's really not fun to fight like 4 enemies at the same time. It's a bit much, you know, sometimes. And I feel like you have to resort to cheese tactics, which I don't want to like. Like, I mean, I don't really like. So, I mean, if you wanted to play as like a stylish katana wielder in Dark Souls 3, and that was really like your only thing, maybe you had like a katana and a bow, like, and you're fighting against 4 people with like ultra great maces, it's a little challenging.
So Dark Souls 3, whether or not they made it obvious, was a nightmare for invaders. It's way worse than Elden Ring will be. So if you think it's gonna be worse for invaders than Dark Souls 3, no, it would definitely be better for a lot of reasons that I won't get into. But like Dark Souls 3, I don't even know if you knew about this, but if you're like a solo player and you're playing online, you can only be invaded like a few, like it's a set amount of times you can be invaded by someone until the game just won't allow you to be invaded anymore. So I don't know, like that's probably why you only get gang squads also, because the game was set up to not allow players to get invaded a bunch of times if they're a new player. Like it's in the coding.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm sure someone who's listening to this, like they know better what I'm talking about than I do, and I sound like an idiot, but I definitely know that's true though.
I mean, a few times I would say like on my solo playthroughs, like you kill 1 or 2 invaders, and that does seem to be it. But I also run through areas pretty quick, so I don't know if that was it. But I would say definitely as an invader, I mean, almost most of the time you're getting 2, 3, 4, golden, sun bros, with the invasion, which is not too fun all the time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, but I'm so used to that now that I feel pretty excited about it. So yeah.
Let's get on to some other stuff. So you guys been watching anything? Any anime, any movies, any shows?
I watched that movie Nobody on Netflix, HBO Prime. I'm not sure what it was. One of these streaming services. You guys ever see anything about it or no? Nobody.
If I did, I forgot.
Yeah, I think I heard the name once, but maybe it was just the word.
It was just kind of one of these like I don't know. I used to be a assassin for hire, and now I'm a regular dad. And something triggered me, and now I'm killing everybody, kind of thing.
Okay, so John Wick all over again.
Kind of. I enjoyed a little bit of it, but it was a little like, so the inciting incident was kind of weak. Like, so he's like a regular old dad with a very boring life, and then
he loses his car keys.
Somebody, pretty much, somebody like home invades him at night, and they're like some scared. Dog. Yeah, no, they're just like some scared kids, and he kind of lets them go, and then he tracks them down, and he's like, I can't wait to kill them. Like basically, he just has bloodlust. Man. Like he just gets bloodlust up, And then he realizes that like they have like a sick baby, and he doesn't bloodlust them. He's like, damn,
that's
man,
good.
I was really looking forward to like fucking these people up. And then like so then he goes home on a bus, and then it's just like 5 or 6 like douchey Russian gangsters walk on the bus, and they don't actually do anything. You could just tell they're they're trash bags. They probably kill people, but they didn't do anything to him. Like they're looking at this girl on the bus, like the 16-year-old, and she's like, they're like, you shouldn't be on here late at night, mucha kucha. What do you call like a girl in Russian? I don't know. But
I think you just said mucha kucha.
Mucha kucha. You shouldn't be on here alone, mucha kucha.
Famous Russian phrase.
Why do they sound Mexican?
And then the guy just like walks up and he kicks the bus driver
Hey,
off.
what you doing, mucha
kucha? Hey. Latino heat.
You're messing with the Russian now.
So the Russian Mexican.
So this guy, yeah.
Right,
So the dude, he sees all the Russians on the bus, and he kicks the bus driver off and he locks the door. And they're like, "What are you doing, old man?" And then
he's like, Russian territory, yeah.
How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, eh?
And then he's literally like,
high stakes.
He's like, I'm gonna fuck you guys up. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then he literally just proceeds to like beat these 6 dudes the fuck up. Like he's getting fucked up too. So I respect that. Like, cause they're beating the shit out of him because he's an old man basically. But he literally just like basically almost kills all 6 of these dudes, and that's like the inciting incident. And then like their boss is like, how dare he beat up my brother or something. And there's the rest of the movie, but
he killed my brother, man.
That's
gotta kill his whole family.
There you go. Now you get it. Now you get it. So that's Nobody. That's the plot. And the inciting incident
movie or
Nobody. It's a movie. Show? It's a movie on
goddamn Russian Mexican gangsters.
Yeah, on HBO Max.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah. All right, so now you know. Now you know the plot.
Got it. Thanks, Jules. I really know what to expect now.
Now
you know. You been watching anything, man?
I got a particular set of skills.
Oh no.
I have not, but I am excited about getting into Witcher tonight. Actually, I'm going to start it. Witcher season 2. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, and I'm definitely super excited about it.
It's lit, man.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Yeah, I haven't really been watching too much. Just trying to really get back into streaming, but that's pretty much it. I'm looking for animes, honestly, something I can watch maybe with my kid.
Speaking of anime, maybe you've heard of a little anime called Kimetsu no Yaiba, also known as Demon Slayer. One of your favorites.
Back in business, boys.
So what I've been watching is Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc. I
watch a little bit.
I feel like that anime, it punishes you with such hard to watch, crying, sobbing, Japanese bullshit. And it's just like, oh, how could he die? And there's giant teardrops falling from their face for like 2 episodes. And you're just like, why do I watch this? And then they give you like some action that's just out of this world. The animation is unmatched. And like, you're like, this is why I watch this shit. So they've been on fire for the past couple episodes. It's been really good for like the last couple episodes. My boy Inosuke hasn't really been getting his shine, but I know that's only around the corner, so I've been watching some of that.
Your boy for sure.
That's my boy. I also been watching Daredevil. I just found out recently that was like canceled a long time ago. I thought it was like some new show. Yeah.
Yo, I gotta say, out of all of the Marvel Netflix shows, I think Daredevil is definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best one.
You did watch it?
I think I might. Yeah, I watched everything. All the Netflix Marvel shit. Yeah.
This is the first time we've all engaged in one thing.
That's weird.
And I'm kind of excited.
One thing I will say. Oh, go ahead.
The actor who plays Kingpin.
Yes.
Right.
Props. Let's give him his props, everybody.
He's incredible. What were you gonna say before I said that though?
That scene with the car door.
That was the scene that got you. For me, it was
that was the scene that I was.
Story is crazy.
I was just hooked. You know, and I was like, yo, this guy is ridiculous. But yeah, like the voice acting, the everything. He's a perfect Kingpin. But
that's Vincent D'Onofrio or something. Is that how you say his name?
Oh man, like rarely do you see such a perfect role fit. You know what I mean? Like that was that was something.
I think
special.
that guy's range is just crazy. Did you know that he's the roach guy from Men in Black 1?
Yeah, he did so much. My God.
Yeah, he did a lot of different things, and like I was like, I didn't recognize him from anything, and he's been in so many iconic roles.
One thing I was gonna say, one Marvel Netflix that I thought was kind of underrated is I was a fan of Iron Fist, and people hated it, and I was like, you know what? Like I thought it was better than Punisher, definitely better than Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was kind of like a weird it's going somewhere. 6 episodes later, we're kind of in the same place, and then it ended. You know, I wasn't really in love with it, but
So it was like the Inuyasha of Marvel shows.
Yeah, it was just we got to get these sacred jewel shards one of these days. Gikyo, Kagome, I don't know, you know, and then Wind Tunnel, you know,
Wind Tunnel, that's it.
Wind Tunnel. You're not ready for me, Wind Tunnel. Eh?
Mucho cucho, get over here.
So I'm not, Jules, how we doing on time, man? What are we, like 50 minutes in?
That's a good question. It doesn't say any record number, so I'm going to just say we're 15 minutes in.
Do we have any more news?
We're out of news. That was actually the "What have you been watching" segment. So Frank, try to keep up if you can.
Okay, I was just throwing it back to. No, all right.
Nah. So wait, did you have some news to throw in before we wrap up? Because there's a ton of other things that I wanted to get into, but we're pretty much out of time. Frank, did you have anything you wanted to?
I just wanted
give
to
us for
add
news?
one last piece of news. I do believe that Dark Souls 3 servers are going to be up before Elden Ring comes out. I haven't heard anything, but I think it's my hope. You know, they're working on it. One of these days. So guys, just stay strong. My people's out there, and you know, that's pretty much it.
I'm so glad you could give us that non-news that basically
strong,
just give us
guys.
nothing there. Yeah. Thanks, Frank.
Microchips are still expensive.
So as we leave,
Okay.
I want to hit you guys with what is known as the fire phase. At this point, I mentioned the game, and you guys, without any thought, shoot out the first words that come to your mind. Should you be shooting out uncontrollably? Just words spraying out of your mouth as soon as I say name of the game, and then I say your name. Okay.
All right.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Jules, you ready?
I'm born ready.
Fortnite, Frank.
PUBG.
Pass.
Good job, Frank. So that was for Frank. Jules, you need to wait for your turn. Frank didn't even say a word.
I mean,
so
Jules
where he's at with this.
He kind of answered my question.
Frank said a snout. He said, Jules
PUBG.
answered your question. What was the question? There's no question. All right. So Jules, I hope you're ready. Minecraft, Jules.
My son.
Dragon's
Baby
Dogma
game.
versus Dark Souls, Frank.
Oh!
Jules.
Yes.
World of Warcraft versus SmackDown. Here comes the pain. Jules, go.
World of Warcraft.
Metroid Prime. Frank, hurry the fuck up.
Metroid Prime. Metroid Fusion.
It doesn't mean anything. All right. Resident Evil 4, Jules. You're out of
Scary
time.
as shit.
Dot hat, Frank.
Best game ever.
All right, so that was the fire phase. I think both of you guys did terrible.
Me
actually.
too, man. I hated that.
You can't expect me to choose between Dragon's Dogma
You
and
guys got
Dark
to work
Souls.
on your brain power. Take some ginkgo biloba, something. I don't know, because you guys are just choking up.
You gave
All right,
me brain freeze with that question. It's just like,
So you guys made it through the fire phase.
no, just barely. Whew.
This is the end of the podcast. I just want to let all the listeners know you guys can email us at phase3gamingpodcast@gmail.com. If you guys have any questions, any ideas that you guys want to see in the future, reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We actually got a listener in Europe somewhere. We got listeners in the middle of America. So if you guys are listening somewhere,
Shout out
get in
to you
contact with
guys.
us. Definitely. Thank you for listening. On Twitter, you can reach us at phase3gamingpod. That is phase3gamingpod. The 3 would be the number 3. On Twitch, we haven't really started streaming yet, but if you want to follow preemptively, you want to be ahead of the game, Phase 3 Gaming Podcast on Twitch for future streams. On YouTube, when Jules sets up the YouTube and he stops taking his time with that, Phase 3 Gaming on YouTube. And check us out on Spotify. Search Phase 3 Gaming on Spotify or on rss.com, wherever you're listening to it. And until next time, this phase is over.